Hi, I'm Andy, and this is my lesson on concatenating strings and primitives in Java. In this lesson, we're going to explore the plus sign in a bit more detail and see what it does when used with primitives, strings, and a mixture of the two. I'll then show you how to use the plus sign to quickly and easily convert a primitive integer into a string. Let's get started. To start, let's review what happens when you use a plus sign on two integers and on two strings. Look at this code and predict what it will print out. So first we got 7, because when the plus sign is applied to two integers, it acts as an addition sign. But then we got dog cat, because when the plus sign is applied to two strings, it acts as a concatenation operator. It combines the two strings together. But what do you think will happen if we put a plus sign between an integer and a string, like this? Since you can't add a string and an integer, the plus sign between a string and an int acts as a concatenation operator, just like it would with two strings. That sounds pretty easy, but what about a more complicated situation, like this? To figure out what happened here, we need to revisit operator precedence in Java, the order in which operations will occur when an expression is evaluated. Notice that string concatenation has the same precedence level as regular addition. So plus signs will be interpreted by reading the expression from left to right. Here's what I mean. When we read this expression from left to right, we encounter this plus sign. So we evaluate this part of the expression first. In this part of the expression, we have a plus sign between two integers. So this plus sign acts as an addition sign, producing the integer 7. Now we have this expression, a plus sign between an integer and a string. So this plus sign will act as a concatenation operator and combine 7 and dog together to make the string 7dog. Now I'll switch around the terms in our expression and see if that changes anything. So it did change how those plus signs are interpreted. Let's see why. Again, we read the expression from left to right. When we do so, the first plus sign we encounter is part of this expression. Since this plus sign is between a string and an integer, it acts as a concatenation operator, producing the string dog3. We now are left with this expression, which again involves a plus sign between a string and an int. So that plus sign will also serve as a concatenation operator, producing the string dog34. Suppose that's not the result we actually wanted. We wanted dog7 to print out instead. To do that, we can simply use parentheses to force this expression to evaluate first. In fact, I would argue that we should use parentheses in all complicated expressions like these, so it's more clear to a reader exactly what is happening when the code executes. Okay, here's a good challenge for you. See if you can predict this output. Here's what happened. The parentheses were evaluated first, producing the integer 7. Then we evaluate this plus sign, since that's the first one encountered as we read the expression from left to right. That produces the string dog7. Then this plus sign is evaluated, producing the string dog75. Lastly, two strings are concatenated together, producing dog75 cat. Okay, before we go, let me show you one little trick you can do using concatenation. Suppose you have this program and want to turn this integer into a string. This line of code won't work because the thing on the right of the assignment operator is an integer, not a string. To fix, we simply do this. This string here is called an empty string because it contains no characters. Its length is 0. Now, on the right, we have a plus sign between a string and an integer. We just learned that that produces a new string through concatenation. And since the first string has no characters, the string produced is simply this. And that wraps up this lesson on concatenating strings and primitives in Java. I'm Andy. Thanks for watching and coding with me today.